Hi, I'm Mike Coleman, a Senior Developer Advocate on the Amazon Lightsail team at AWS. What is Lightsail? It's the easiest way to get started on AWS. Lightsail allows you to deploy impressive applications and build websites without any prior cloud experience. By providing you with networking, instances, and databases, it gets you up and running quickly. It's powerfully simple with click-to-launch blueprints, has a low fixed monthly price, and is built on the world's leading cloud platform, Amazon Web Services. And now you can get an inside look at the functionality with some new demo videos. Follow along with these step-by-step tutorials so you can see Lightsail's extensive capabilities, like creating Windows and Linux instances,
Virtually anything you could do with PowerShell, you could do here in this script.
deploying Drupal instances and Django applications,
What I'm doing here is giving it an IP address that won't change when the instance reboots.
building LAMP stack apps,
A LAMP stack application is an application that's built using Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP.
Take the first step in your cloud journey and learn more about Lightsail today.
Hi, I'm Mike Coleman, and I'm a developer advocate at Amazon Web Services. Today I'm going to introduce you to the easiest way to launch and manage your project with AWS, Amazon Lightsail. For more than a decade, AWS has been one of the world's most reliable and innovative cloud service providers. But maybe you're brand new to AWS and you find yourself intimidated by the wide variety of features and pricing models. You're not alone. Getting started with any new technology can be daunting. But even if you are familiar with AWS already, you may be looking for a way to reduce costs and simplify deployment of existing AWS workloads. Either way, you're in luck. Lightsail reduces the learning curve of AWS's advanced features and pricing models, and it all starts at a low, predictable price. With Lightsail, you get lots of helpful features, including one-click operating system and application stacks like Wordpress, LAMP, Windows, or Linux, which you can run instantly, as I'll show you here. All you have to do to get started is launch the Lightsail homepage, click Create Instance on the console, pick a location, select an application, give your instance a name, and click Create. In a few short clicks, Lightsail is off and running, deploying your instance. Another helpful feature is the ability to manage access to your website or web app. You can add load balancers as well as configuring your firewall and domain name settings to ensure secure access. And when your ideas grow and you decide to expand your business, Lightsail makes the transition safe and effortless. Whether you want the ability to move your workloads directly to EC2 or connect to other advanced AWS services. Best of all, Lightsail uses the same reliable and secure AWS cloud infrastructure trusted by over 1 million customers worldwide. And it doesn't stop there. Lightsail is always innovating and offering new features to make your cloud experience as intuitive as possible. So as you can see, Lightsail is an easy-to-use one-stop shop where you can deploy your application in minutes, host a website, or run your business software securely and cost-effectively. You can learn more about Lightsail and find more videos like this at aws.amazon.com/lightsail/resources.
Welcome to the 20th episode of the Community Ignite series, Getting Started with WordPress on the Cloud. So our speaker for tonight is our very own Technology Officer of Edukasyon.ph, Sir Rafael Isambing.
I have around 15 years of experience focusing on software development. Of course, WordPress is a CMS. It's a content management system. Cloud computing is nothing but the delivery on demand. AWS Lightsail, very easy to deploy. In the marketplace, you just look for a solution. And again, once that's done, parang lang pakita ko dito, okay, duman ako sa WordPress, natalon ako sa EC2, and meron na akong launch on WordPress. Of course, if you wanna do it yourself, you always do that because you have the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. There is no one way to deploy WordPress to the cloud. Ultimately, my advice to you is ask yourself and your team, what are the goals? What you are ready for?
Thank you so much to our co-presenters, AWS and AWS Club Pilipinas.
Developers are passionate about their projects, but don't want to spend extra time or money focusing on cloud management. They need a cloud platform that offers the fastest, easiest, and most affordable way to get up and running. Amazon Lightsail does just that. As a one-stop shop to set up and manage a variety of applications and websites, Lightsail allows developers to do it all with instances, databases, in-console networking, and more. It's powerfully simple with click-to-launch blueprints designed to provide customers with an easy-to-use interface while offering a rich feature set. Once it's up and running, it's simple to operate and maintain applications, services, and instances in a secure and efficient way. It has a low set monthly price with bundled plans that support common business and application scenarios. These include all basic components such as virtual servers, managed databases, load balancers, networking, monitoring, and alarms. As customer needs change and grow, they can upgrade to a different plan or add resources such as databases and load balancers, all for a fixed monthly price. Lightsail is built on the world's leading cloud platform, and its computing is based on the same highly available and reliable AWS cloud infrastructure used by over 1 million customers worldwide. Developers can now get projects up and running as fast as possible with an easy-to-use cloud platform. Leave cloud maintenance to Lightsail so developers can focus on their code. Get started today.
I'm from Singapore.
From Vietnam.
AWS User Group Thailand.
I'm an AWS community builder.
I run the user group in Singapore as a community hero.
I'm an AWS community builder.
I love AWS community.
Go AWS.
I'm so proud that all the group members are very proactive to support each other.
I'm really passionate about making artificial intelligence and machine learning more accessible.
I'm also one of the AWS machine learning heroes around the world.
It's a global, positive and diverse community.
ผมเป็น Amazon Web Service Community Hero ประจำประเทศไทยนะครับ
The love of the technology and the friendship in the community.
Go AWS.
I like to wake up early in the morning because I do my best thinking. It is super important that we have diversity in our business. I meet with my interns daily, and it is important to us that they are more than technically strong. We need them to be people strong as well. The key is actually predicting what a customer is going to need and then work backward from there. True joy to work with passionate people. You can see people multiplying each other's productivity. Around 2 or 3 o'clock, we'll often go to the deck and have a bowl of ice cream. I'm Ridley Huang. I'm a principal software engineer at AWS.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to the Community Ignite series. Tonight is our 41st episode full of fun and all things AWS. So the title for this episode is Amazon Lightsail Object Storage. So let me introduce myself. I am Dora David, a technical community manager of Edukasyon.ph and an AWS community builder. Ayan, good evening everyone. Hi. Ayan, dami ng good evening sa chat. So we value your time and spending your Thursday evening to learn with us. So I would love to get to know you guys more. Kaya naman, before we ignite your night, syempre guys, you know the protocol. Pakilala naman kayo sa ating chat. And for this episode, no, sa ating pakilala segment, I would like to know your favorite video game. Kaya chat lang kayo guys, and let us also know that you are here by saying where you are from and if you are a student or a professional. So isama nyo na rin dyan ang iyong university or profession. So for example, hi, mag-hi kayo sa chat, no? Hi, I'm Dara David. My favorite video game is Sims. And I am a third-year computer science major. So, ganon. Good evening kay Ali, kay James. Sana all may uniform din, ma'am. Malay mo, James, makakuha ka ng AWS shirt someday. Marami kayong pag-giveaways. So, yan, come on. Just don't be shy to introduce yourself. Good evening, Rachel. Hi, Miguel. His favorite game is Stellaris from BSCS Malayan College, Sagun. Ang lapit ko dyan. Puntahan na kita. Char. Ayan. So, we are also live on Facebook. Hello po sa ating FB Live viewers. So sa mga FB Live viewers natin dyan, don't forget to tag your friends and share this live para naman matulungan natin isa't isa matuto from our very own industry leaders. So again, no, thank you so much for taking the time to attend this free 1-hour tech-driven webinar. It's very, very nice to meet you all. Ayan, hi, Sir BJ from Cebu City, Python developer and community lead from Floor Pizza Pie. Hello po, welcome to CIS. Favorite video game is Power and Revolution Geopolitical Simulator 4. Parang pamatalino naman yan, Sir BJ. Hindi ko pa natatry yan. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Ali, ang favorite game niya daw ay Dota 2 MLL. So yan. Meron din tayo from student of University of Makati. Hi Earl, ang favorite daw na video game is Fortnite. Ayan. So, sa mga first-timers naman natin dito, if this is your first time joining us, Community Ignite series brings people to uplift fellow developers and professionals in the Philippines. So, with different guest speakers all over the world, we let them share their expertise in the field. So, whether you are a student or a professional or a career shifter, this series is the one for you. So, this series happens every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m., and it's all for free. It comes with an e-certificate and is co-presented by Amazon Web Services and AWS Cloud Pilipinas. So thank you sa ating co-presenters. Ayan, so hello Joffrey. Ayan, ang favorite video game niya daw ay Mobile Legends kasi medyo lag ngayon. Yeah, it's raining really hard, so I think that's the reason why medyo lag ang iyong Mobile Legends. Ayan, hello po, Sir Angelo from National Teachers College. Ayan, hello, good evening, Sir Arvin, good evening, Ralph. Ayan, so the last episode, no, let's talk about a little bit about the last episode. So the last episode was all about serverless unleashed. So in case you missed the previous talks, you can always watch the highlights on our socials. So you can search AWS Cloud Pilipinas on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and you may also watch the full episodes on the Community Ignite series playlist on the EdTV YouTube. So lahat ng yan ay nasa social media accounts namin. You can just scan the QR code on your screen or you can go to our Linktree page. Ayan. So going back to the chat, no, tignan natin kung sino na ang mga nagpapakilala. Hello again to our 60 participants here in Zoom and of course to our FB Live viewers. Hello Harley. Yes, this webinar no is recorded. You can watch the replay on our Facebook Live later or yun nga sa ating YouTube channel. Hello Gemma. Ayan, sabi ni Gemma from QAAP Systems. Hi, I love Genshin Impact. Ano ko, Gemma, yung inyong user, i-drop mo na dyan sa chat at later maglaro tayo ng Genshin Impact. Ayan. So are you guys excited to know who our speaker is for this episode? Sa dami-dami nating episodes, as in 41 episodes na tayo, I still want to know no, if excited na kayo makilala ang speaker natin for this episode. So, chat nga kayo guys if ready na kayo malaman ang speaker natin for tonight. So, come on guys, so chat mo tayo ng ready. Ayan, sa alam na Miss Dami kayo gagawin. So, chat kayo ng ready. Ayan, thank you. Mary, Arvin, Recolette, Crystal, ayan, Angel, ayan, ready na sila. Ayan, woohoo! Okay, ready na kayo. Alright, so, ayan, marami pa na nagpapakilala. Pero I think ready na tayo lahat. So our speaker is currently the Technology Learning Experience Lead at CloudSwift Global Systems Incorporated, where he is involved in the development and implementation of technology courses while contributing as a developer. So our speaker has experience in writing cloud-related material as a content creator and has produced videos to help IT professionals review for the AWS SysOps Administrator Associate exam. So he's always eager to build his technical and professional foundation. And as an educator in his previous work, he had the opportunity to train IT professionals who were interested in shifting their careers into software development. So without further ado, let us all welcome Sir Chris Wayne. Hello, Sir Chris. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Hi, sir. Sige, sir. Bago ka magsimula, gusto ko lang din matanong, no, sir. Ano ba ang paborito mong video game? O mga nilalaro mo pang stress relief? Ganon.
So, lately, I've been playing Dota and Ghost Recon Wildlands, if you're familiar.
Hindi ako familiar, pero syempre, feeling ko maraming familiar dito sa Dota, no? So, later, maglaro tayo ng Dota kasama ang ating speaker. Then, sige, sir. Good evening ulit, sir, and take it away po. I'll see you later, sir.
All right, thank you. Sige, let me share my screen. Ayan. So, Once again, good afternoon. Good evening. This is already evening. Welcome to today's topic, Amazon Lightsail Object Storage. So, if you're asking, para kanino ba tong topic na to, this topic is actually perfect for AWS enthusiasts or even, IT professionals that are, even students that are interested in learning how to work with the cloud. Kasi medyo entry level yung pag-uusapan natin today. So if you're an advanced AWS cloud professional, medyo familiar ka na on the concepts that we will be talking about. Though, we will also talk about some more in-depth we will do some in-depth discussion on the Lightsail object storage. Mainly Lightsail as a service generally is very is actually the easiest service that you can use in the Amazon Web Services suite actually. So without further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Cristoin Comendador. You can call me Wayne for this discussion. For this presentation, I'm the Technology Learning Experience Lead, and I'm also an AWS Community Builder. Last year ko lang actually nakuha yung AWS Community Builder. And to check out, you could actually see it in on the AWS Community Builders directory website. To verify lang. So, I work at CloudSwift Global Systems Incorporated. Basically, what we do in CloudSwift is to allow we offer infrastructure and software tools for students, basically to help them get access to these personalized lab environments. Basically, you could get access to computing power na hindi mo na-access when you're at home. We can provide it to you virtually through the browser. So yung ginagawa namin. As a learning experience lead, basically I work with implementation and developing ng mga technology courses namin kasama yung mga cloud technology courses namin. As well as I do contribute as a developer sa team namin. So without further ado, stop na tayo about me. Let's talk about ano yung topic natin. So today, these are the objectives that we wanna target at the end of the session. So at the end of the sessions, this session, if you're able to do all of these three, basically we're able to target what we want out of this presentation. So first is we want you guys to understand what is Amazon Lightsail. What are the things that it can do for us? What are the use cases? Ano yung mga services that comes with Amazon Lightsail, and when can we use them? And then aside from that, we will be diving deeper into the different storage options in Lightsail. So aside from the services, in a general discussion, we will dive deeper dun sa mga storage options because we will be talking about the object storage offering ng Lightsail. So with that comes the third objective of this session. It's to create and integrate an object storage bucket into a Lightsail instance. So gagawa tayo ng short demo in a while, just to have you, to let you feel how does it work, working with a Lightsail instance, then i-connect natin to an object storage on Lightsail as well. And pag-uusapan din natin mamaya how does it differ on other services that are already available on Amazon Web Services. So ayan. With this, I do hope you already understand what is an S3 service, because later we will be comparing the object storage also with Amazon S3. But if not, of course, we will be talking about them on high level. So, ayan. So, those are the objectives natin for this session. We might be really short actually because we'll be talking about, I will do a lot of the time on the demo. So, let's talk about Lightsail. Ano ba yung Lightsail? So, from the definition on the Amazon documentation, Amazon Web Services documentation, it's basically a virtual private server provider, which allows developers, small businesses, I can even say even medium-scale businesses, students as well, and including other users to build and host their applications on the cloud. So, if you're looking for a solution that will allow you to provision your server really quick and easy, aside from really quick, very easy, then you might want to use Amazon Lightsail. So, I have a friend before who was asking, he was actually talking about yung mga challenges when you're working with an on-premises environment. So, and there's a lot of documentation for configuration. Siya mismo gumagawa ng how things are done. And also as well the challenge of backing up his data. So there's not really a direct flow kung paano niya ginagawa yung mga backups niya. So what I tried to talk to him during the conversation was that if you wanna go into cloud, that's actually a good way to veer away from parang walang masyadong process yung on-premises environment, especially when backing up. There are a lot of things na medyo mas mabilis gawin when you're doing in the cloud. So I told him, you might may as well want to use Amazon Lightsail. So I did. This is in the idea na Amazon Lightsail is actually really easy to use, and it's really designed actually for people who wants to deploy their services right away and doesn't want to have that bigger longer learning curve to learning the different AWS services that are available out there. So if you want simple and still a robust way of doing things for your infrastructure, then you can use Amazon Lightsail. But through time, it's not just a virtual private server anymore. Ito yung medyo it has evolved. From just a virtual private server actually offers you a lot of other things already. So later papag-usapan natin ano yung mga other services na offer ni Lightsail, and pag-usapan din natin yung we will talk about also the storage services that are available when you work with Lightsail. Now, one of the things that is parang if it's Lightsail, that it's Lightsail because of that feature actually is the ability to create resources using blueprints. So in Amazon Lightsail, it's really easy because you can just pick a blueprint, and then from that blueprint Amazon Lightsail will create the resources for you right away. So in an on-premises environment before, what you would normally do if you create an application, you start learning, you still have to understand how you will deploy your application on the production environment. So first, you create a test environment. So kukuha ka ng server, you decide between a Linux environment siguro for Windows environment, and then from there, you install the runtime. Let's say for example, for WordPress site, you install PHP, and then the necessary dependencies that it has to have. And as well, you have to install the application itself, the WordPress. Hindi pa dyan kasama, not just yung PHP, you also have to install yung web server, like if you want to use LAMP, if you Apache, if you want to use Nginx servers for PHP. So that process medyo mataas. Though there are good documentations already online on how to perform these tasks. Iba pa rin talaga if you just have one, you just do it in one click. Diba? So in Lightsail, it allows you to do that. So with Lightsail, all you have to do is just click a blueprint. First, you just select a platform. Paano mo gagawin? Anong platform yung pag yung gusto mong what platform would you want your application to run on? Is it on Windows or in Linux or Unix? And then you choose the application. So for example, in this case, what's highlighted on your screen is yung WordPress. And that's it. You're able to provision a Lightsail instance with a WordPress that has a WordPress application. Later, I'll show you how to do it. Then, nakita natin mamaya that we're actually able to provision yung instance. For the time, I think i-direct na lang natin create yung instance. I already have prepared an instance for you guys on the demonstration part. So, stick until we magawa natin yung demonstration. So, another thing that's really cool working with Lightsail instance is that yung pricing feature niya actually. When you work with AWS, one of the things na medyo napagreklamuhan ng mga IT administrators, ng mga even any cloud professional would be yung mga charges and surprise charges na hindi mo nakikita when you initially created the infrastructure. So since when you work with AWS, it's pay as you go. The moment you use the resource, then you pay for those times that you're using the resource. That's a good thing actually. So if you're not, if your team is not focused on monitoring these charges, then it might be actually a challenge to keep tabs on these costs. So with Lightsail, it solves that problem. It basically allows you to do like what you call a prepaid pricing. So instead of just paying as you go, what you have is what you have what you call a predictable pricing. So here with an instance, fixed na yung babayaran mo right away. So in this case, if you're using the ikikita nyo on your screen, you have an instance that costs the $3.5 per month. It has a memory of 512 MB and yung processing niya is 1 vCPU, virtual CPU. It also has a 20 gigabyte of SSD storage and 1 terabyte of data transfer. So with Amazon Lightsail, the disks that you use are actually already in SSD, so mabilis na yun. It's quite faster actually to it's already fast when you try to work with instances in Amazon Lightsail because it's already using an SSD. So if you prefer tiers that more specific to memory, mas masatas yung memory or more concerned of the memory usage ng application or ng resource mo, you can just select the memory section, a memory tab, and then it will give you options on what are the best pricing tiers for memory optimized resources. Same thing with those with the other tabs like processing at saka yung storage. So all of these are prepaid. You basically pay for them the moment you use them. But there's a free tier for all of these services. So for the first 3 months, actually 12 months na nga ngayon I think it's 12 months already for some services. But you could actually use these instances for free for a while. So it means na hindi mo kailangan bumayad right away. Which also means that it's really perfect for applications that you are using when you are that you want to create when you are submitting work in your school, di ba? Sa mga projects, especially for students out there na you don't have the means to pay for a cloud provider during the development stage papuntang presentation na ninyo with your teachers, then you could actually use Amazon Lightsail for free in the next for a few months. So 2-3 months is actually enough for you guys. So to develop. So actually a good amount of time already to develop your application. Now, with that in mind, what are the things na pwedeng gawin natin with Amazon Lightsail? Ayun. So there are different things. Basically, you have a virtual private server. You can create instances where you manage your server, your virtual server on a workspace, on a single workspace together with its database. So Lightsail can also allows you to create databases. Kikita natin yan mamaya. So it supports MySQL at saka PostgreSQL. Or MySQL or PostgreSQL. Either way, it's correct. And then it also has storages. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin what are the types of storages that we can mount on our Lightsail instances. It also has some networking capabilities. It allows you to manage your domain. It allows you to create load balancers. It allows you to create assign static IPs to your instances. With that in mind, you're actually creating not just the virtual private server, but you're actually creating an infrastructure in Lightsail already. So nag-improve na talaga siya since just being known as a virtual private server. You can as well create containers in Lightsail, but that is not the scope of this topic. But if you're familiar with containers, they're basically package software basically that allows you, very lightweight, that allows you to run your applications really quickly instead of running images that also contains yung mga operating system pa ng nung application or resource na kailangan mong deploy. So those are containers. It's the future actually for microservices. So if you might be interested, containers is actually the future for deploying resources on the cloud. And then aside from that, not just the future, kasi it's being used today. Aside from that, you also work with, meron din siyang content delivery network. So it allows you to use CDN to host your mga static files mo, images, videos, for faster access on different parts of around the world. So hindi lang yung storages mo yung magiging source ng mga resources mo like images and videos, you could actually use and declare a content delivery network inside Lightsail and then use that CDN to work with your Lightsail instances para mabilis yung access ng mga static resources mo. So basically, those are the things na that are readily available on Amazon Lightsail. For this topic, we will focus on storages. Okay? So pag-uusapan natin yung storages to be specific. A-arrive tayo mamaya on object storage, but I want to discuss muna the different storage options na pwede natin gawin sa Amazon Lightsail. Yan. So the first one we can use yung block storage. Okay? So if you have an basically block storage, stores your data in blocks. Okay? Think of it as parang yung hard drive o yung SSD nung Lightsail instance na ginagawa natin. So think of this as yung instance mo already has the memory, the CPU, and then the next thing is you want to attach a block storage to store data for that instance. So attach ka basically you have an instance, then mag-attach ka ng block storage or SSD or HDD in a sense. Yeah. Basically, you mount that storage and then you format it, then you use it with your instance or your server. Now, in AWS with a Lightsail instance, you use what you call Lightsail block storage. So meron siyang sariling block storage. You could use you could actually attach up to 15 disks per Lightsail instance. And each SSD disk is actually can actually store up to 16 terabyte of data. So medyo malaki yan. And you have to understand also na, disks can only be attached to one instance at a time. So hindi siya pwedeng gamitin on another Lightsail instance. So say if you have an instance attached to instance 1, then that disk cannot be used and cannot be attached to instance number 2. Yeah. And since it's a block storage, it allows you to create snapshots that allows you to create backups. So with that in mind, backup is really quite easy because you could actually do it on an automated way, and of course you can do it in a manual way. So with block storage, pwede mong manually you can take manual snapshots of your Lightsail instance, and then with Lightsail as well, you can also do automated. So periodically it gives you a snapshot. So you can, if you don't want to manage the backup, then Lightsail will take care of it for you. You just have to click a button. That's it. Ganun kasimple. And then another way to store your data when you're working with a Lightsail instance is to use what you call a file storage. Yeah. So with a file storage, data are shared, as files. Okay. And the one that manages the writing and reading of the files on that storage is not the operating system na pinaglalagyan ng file, but there's another software that manages that. So, normally you call it network file system. So think of it as parang a shared storage. In an on-premises environment, think of it as a network attached storage. So you have like multiple computers accessing one server that hosts those files. Okay, so that server the file server allows you to access data, the data inside it on different computers or different devices. So in Lightsail, you could actually attach your Lightsail instance to what you call Amazon Elastic File System. So with EFS, EFS is actually not in Lightsail. So it's another service. It's POSIX compliant. Basically, it allows you to mount the file systems that you create and then mount them on a Lightsail instance. So think of it as parang hard disk pa rin in a sense. Pero kaso the file system can actually be shared to multiple instances. Ayan. So in this diagram, if you can notice, it's shared across on different instances. So this is perfect actually if you want to make your infrastructure highly available. So if down yung isa, you can actually route the data papuntang different instance. And with that, there's also an option if you want to use it for Windows. So if you want to use file system for Windows workload, then you might as well you can use Amazon FSx for Windows. Yeah. Kaso it's not using RFS anymore, it's using SMB, server message block. So it's basically the software that allows you to share files, So that's SMB and that's NFS. Ayan. So now comes the third option to store data on Lightsail. Ano yung third option? It's to use object storage. Okay. Now with object storage, basically data is stored in a flat namespace using a key identifier. So in this case, makikita nyo on the diagram, on the picture in front of you, you have a diagram that contains objects. They're files technically, pero they're considered as objects, and you can only access them using the identifier for each of those objects. And mostly and most commonly, you access them through API requests. Yan. And most popular is using HTTPS request through HTTPS. So here parang nire-request mo lang yung per object. So you can get the object, you can view the object, you can edit the object, you can delete the object. in any way that you want. So, and everything is done through API na. Now, in Amazon, you use what you call S3. In Amazon Web Services, in AWS, you use the S3 service. What S3 does, it allows you to store data in an object storage. So it also allows you to query those, to access those data through an API. So you can get data, you can get object, you can get the bucket that that the data is stored on. So in S3 actually also, you store data on what you call buckets. Okay, so on a bucket, merong mga multiple objects. Though you will see sa S3 na you could actually create folders on an S3 bucket, pero it's just a naming convention in a sense. It's not really a file system na you create folders there. It is still parang ano lang directory towards the object that you want to find. But it's not a folder technically. So ayan. See, in Lightsail naman, you could use what you call the Lightsail object storage. Ayan. So with Lightsail object storage, you could actually store your data from a Lightsail instance. Then, if you want to store static content such as images, videos, kasi hindi naman yung papalit-palit, if an image is, you normally don't change the image when you upload it unless there's a need. So you can still do that actually in object storage. Here, in this case, you have an S3, not an S3 bucket, but a bucket where you store your data. Now, this is still running on an S3, So you might be confused, is it a different infrastructure? It's still using S3, pero you will not find the S3 bucket that you create on Lightsail Object Storage on an S3 admin interface. Hindi mo doon nakikita. Everything is actually still only available on the object storage and Lightsail Object Storage administration or workspace. Ayan. So with Lightsail Object Storage, it also allows you to move your data from Lightsail to S3 bucket through the AWS CLI. So, there's a command, if you can check out the documentation, if you want to move your data from an S3 bucket from a Lightsail Object Storage to an S3 bucket, you could actually do that using AWS CLI. And aside from that, you could actually associate your object storage to a cloud, to a Lightsail content delivery network distribution. So a CDN distribution. Pwede yan. So we'll show you actually later. So now, let me just show you the demo. So the demo na tayo. Basically, we talked about already what is Lightsail, napag-usapan natin yung different storage options, how we can, what are the different use cases for these three. Now, let's try to see paano natin gagawin in a real world environment. So first, let's talk about, we're doing a WordPress site right now. It's quite easy actually to connect to a WordPress site. And let's see this infrastructure in front of us. So meron tayong, basically this is how you would want to create a WordPress site on using Amazon Web Services. Now, I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. Okay? There is, in fact, there are other things na kulang pa dito. In fact, yung database, you can do a separate database service. If you want to use RDS, then it would be also okay. In this case, let's just assume na that's there, the database is there, and then you have different storages. You have an EBS volume, a block storage volume, and then you also have an S3 bucket, where you also store static data, and all of this, is fronted by Amazon CloudFront, which is the CDN distribution ng AWS. Now, in Lightsail, you could actually do all of these things. Okay, you can create an instance that has WordPress on it. You can separate the static resources on an S3 bucket. So, i-decouple mo na yung static resources instead of accessing it on the server itself, on the Lightsail instance itself. You're decoupling the data. So to make sure na hindi loaded yung yung instance with all of the requests for different static resources. So it actually sineseparate mo na yung workload for that. So in this case, you're doing it on an S3 bucket. And you still need your EBS volumes for your OS. And all the other package dependencies and runtime na kailangan with WordPress. So now, how do we do this in Lightsail? So in Lightsail, we can actually do this. We could actually do the same setup. Okay, so here, basically, if you first you want to go into the Amazon Web Services console, tapos you wanna search for Lightsail. Now, here, basically, this is the Amazon Lightsail workspace. If notice, medyo iba siya sa, it's redirecting you to a different workspace because you don't manage your Lightsail resources on Amazon Web Services console. You manage it on a different workspace. So here, this is the Amazon Lightsail workspace. Now, if you notice, meron tayong instances, meron tayong containers, we could actually create databases as well. Ayan. We also have some networking capabilities if you want to manage the DNS zone. If you have a DNS, you have a domain. So for example, facebook.com, of course, you can manage it here. If you want to create static IPs, you could also do it here. You can also create load balancers and even the CDN distribution. You could also create it here. So in this case, since we're only trying to create a WordPress site, gawa tayo ng simple instance. Ayan. I already created one, to skip the process of loading and creating the instance. But I want to show you the process first para kita natin how we arrived with this simple WordPress instance. So first is when I want to create an instance. First, of course, since I want to create a fixed IP address for my instance, so first I created static IP. Ayan. So here you can create a static IP, sample static IP dito. Ayan. So in this case, you have this. I'll just create static IP in Singapore. It's not attached yet. So next is I want to create an instance. And then if you notice, ito na yung blueprint, one-click blueprint na feature ng Lightsail. All you have to do is just select a platform. Is it in Linux or do you want to create it in Windows? Ayan. Limited lang actually yung kaya natin on Windows. But on Linux, it's really rich. There are a lot of things that you can do. You can create a WordPress site, a multi-site in WordPress, may LAMP, may Node, or if you're worried na, if wala dito yung kailangan mong gawin, you can still also create an instance using just the OS. So maybe you want a Debian server, you want an Ubuntu, or yung Linux 2. You could just select. In this case, gawa lang tayo ng WordPress. Ayan. And then, if you notice, meron din ditong SSH key pair. If you're familiar, this is a way for us to access the server via SSH. Okay, sinet ko na to earlier, and then I created a new one. So ayan, here I created a key. Ayan. Normally you want to create, you don't want to use the default one for security service purposes. And then you can choose your instance plan. In this case, ayan, meron tayong memory optimized. Ayan, it gives you a suggestion what are the memory optimized plans. Meron din mga processing optimized. Ayan. If you notice sa processing, it has 8 vCPUs. Okay. Sa storage naman, it has 640 GB as max. Ayan. And then you can also do find bundles for data transfer, optimized for data transfer. Ayan. So, what I did is I just used these 3 months free. Ayan. And then create, identify the instance, create the unique instance name, and then, ayan, create the instance. With that, I was able to create yung ito. Now, after creating this one, once you have this, you can connect to you can actually access already the website with the attached IP address. In this case, you know, we will use this one. Okay? And then papasok tayo on this side. Ayan. So, I already have a website. I was able to log in. Okay? If you want instructions paano ka makakapag-login, paano mo kukunin yung credentials, all you have to do is just click here. There's a guide. You know, it already tells you paano mo i-access yung ano. You have to log in via SSH and then you have to cut on this file actually. Yung file na to, Bitnami application password. Normally, you would want to delete this after you copy, you know, so that you don't have a copy of the password inside the machine. So you have that, and then next is after you have that, you have a website. Ayan, you already have this. Okay, ayan. You have this website. Then I logged in as an admin. If you're familiar with WordPress, normally you do this, the /wp-admin, tapos you do the password. Now, at this point, we want to create an object storage. Okay, so we want to put all the static files ng website na to on a different storage, on an object storage to be specific, kasi static naman yung mga files. And that's actually what we want here dito sa architecture na to. It's a different bucket, object storage bucket. So what you want to do is want to create a storage, a bucket specifically on Lightsail. Ayan. Again, this is using S3, Amazon S3. So ayan, meron different plans dito. You can use this plan. It's free for the first 12 months if you notice. And then, you know, we can create a simple bucket. So for example, demo bucket Ignite series. Ayan. It has to be unique. Okay. We're using the 5 GB plan with $1 per month. And it's actually free for the first 12 months. So we want to create this bucket. I'm creating it in Singapore as well kasi Singapore yung ano natin, yung storage natin. I mean yung instance natin. So I want to create the bucket. Okay. The next step would be to configure this bucket to be accessed, and I mean allow the instance to use this bucket. Okay, so normally what you would do is to create IAM roles that will allow the instance, you know, to access the bucket. Pero with Lightsail, you don't really have to do those permissions right away. I mean, don't do those permissions anymore. You can just, you know, do it here on the permission section ng bucket and then allow resource access. So let me show you. First, you know, we want to have change the permission for the objects kasi this will be a public site. So all objects will be on a read only. Configure natin to read only. And then we could configure the different programmatic access for this bucket. So there are different ways to access the bucket. You could do a resource access. You can also do access keys. I would not recommend this, but you can use this actually. And then you also have cross-account access. Ayan. For the resource access, since we want our site, our Lightsail instance to access this bucket, so i-define lang natin dito. And with this, the IAM roles are already taken care of actually. So hindi mo na kailangan gumawa pa ng mga roles and then attach those to the instance that will access this bucket. So ayan, we will attach this bucket to the resource, but technically it's not attaching, no? In a sense, parang ano lang, we're allowing the resource to access this bucket. Ayan. So this is the name of the bucket. Now in WordPress, normally on other sites you would create, you download the SDK for accessing your Lightsail instance, your Lightsail object storage. Pero on WordPress, all you have to do is just find a plugin that allows you to use Lightsail object storage. Ayan. In this case, merong plugin that's called WP Offload Media Lite. So just activate that one. Okay, and then you go to the settings. Okay, you change you have to, if it's your first time, then you will be asked the storage provider. So I've already done this before, so meron na nito, but you would start here. You want to create you want to connect this site to a storage provider, which is an Amazon S3. It's still S3 because again, Lightsail object storage is on S3. So pwede lang tong ganito yung gamitin mo. And then you say define server. My server is on Amazon Web Services, and I'd like to use IAM roles. We don't have to configure this anymore because Lightsail does it for us. So we hit next, and then we provide the name of the bucket, and then that's it. Yeah. So now that the bucket is configured, basically connected na yung dalawang natin instance. Yung dalawang resource natin. If you will check, wala pang mga data dito sa bucket because wala pang laman. But to demo paano if it's really connected, let's try to create a new post. Very quick lang, so to demo. Sample post. Yan. Tapos what you wanna do is add an image. And let's see if the image that we upload on this site will go to storage. Pupunta siyang storage, Lightsail object storage. So I have a file here. Okay, there, the file is uploaded. I want to preview it in a new tab. And I want to check the source URL for this one. Okay, let me drag this. And if you notice, kita nyo, that is the URL of the Lightsail object storage that we created. Okay, so instead of installing this, normally makikita mo to on the WP content folder /uploads ng WordPress. Pero here, since we created a storage bucket, we used offload media lite. Yun. It's actually storing the data to object storage right away. So to verify, tingnan natin dito. Yan. Let's refresh this page on the bucket, and then tingnan natin. Okay, it's taking time. Nope. Wait. Storage. Balik tayo ulit dito. Then objects. Yan. So if you notice, meron yung WP content folder. Okay. And then inside, merong uploads folder, and it has a directory towards sa file natin. Ayan. So these are the files na in-upload natin sa WordPress. Now, if you notice, bakit may 4 na files? This is not the work of S3 actually. I mean, Lightsail object storage and S3. This is the work of WordPress. Because WordPress, you have what you call featured images, and WordPress creates multiple copies of a file that you upload for use, for later usage if you want to use it as a featured image. Ayan, so that's why it has these 4 versions of the file that you uploaded. Ayan. So, basically that's object storage. Now you're able to create a Lightsail instance that's connected to Lightsail object storage. All right. So at this point, I'd like to hear from you guys if you have questions.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Chris, for giving us introduction to Amazon Lightsail and for demonstrating to us how to use it. No, the topic is really helpful, no, especially that thesis season na rin kami sa college, kaya magalit namin to talaga. So, sir, like what you said, no, let's move on to the question and answer portion. So, kanina, sir, the very first question was about parang the pricing, but since you showed it naman, I won't be asking that. But may nakita rin kami parang, uses ng I think yung Lightsail, yung parang may content delivering and yung storage and everything. So may nagtanong kanina, sir, by Sir Romel, are these services included in the 3.5 per month?
No. It's on top of the $3.5 you have to pay. So the 3.5 is actually for the instance itself. it already includes disk, disk that will allow you to run the instance. Pero yung content delivery, yung CDN distribution niya is still not included dun sa pricing. If you notice, tingnan natin dito, pwede mo kasi i-attach yung distribution to that instance. So dito, on the networking section, you could actually create a distribution. And then here in the distribution process, you're actually asked to find the site. Kailangan mo ng static IP as well. And then, ayan, ito yung options natin. So you have, this is the pricing for CDN.
Alright. Thank you so much, sir. Another question naman from Sir Bricks. Ang question niya po is, madali lang po ba mag-deploy sa Lightsail? But I'm gonna change it a bit no, sir. Ano lang po yung mga common mistake na ginagawa ng beginner when deploying sa Lightsail? Ano po ba yung parang nanonotice nyo? Parang dapat naman iwasan?
Okay. So siguro one is, if you deploy kasi resources on Lightsail, normally yung mga credentials is already embedded dun sa machine. So normally you would not want to have those credentials inside the machine. So one thing siguro is to make sure na if you have credentials that are stored by default dun sa machine, right away remove it the moment you copied it. So for example, yung password and username on yung master username and password ng Wordpress. Normally once you create the instance, normally you don't have that information but the password and username is there. So what you want to do is grab it, then delete it. Another thing siguro is try to expect the workload that you're trying to accommodate once magde-deploy ka. So for if it's a testing environment, you don't really have to create resources that are mas malaki yung on the higher tier. You can work with the lower tier lang since it's only for testing. Then maybe on a production level na, then you would want to work with the higher tier and more optimized na yung mga resources mo. So, and then if you would want more flexibility on your machines, then would suggest na don't use na lang yung mga existing na mga apps plus OS na blueprint. You can just use the OS blueprints na lang right away. So like you want to run a Debian server, you want to run a Linux server, a Ubuntu server, then just select them and then try to work with the server themselves. And then from time to time, if you're finished with the configuration, always back them up, especially for students if nag-aano kayo, create kayo ng mga projects for schools. I would suggest if you do anything on your server, on the server level and even on the application level, try to create backups. And then, siguro yung decoupling na lang din ng mga resources natin. So normally, you would enough na yung creating Lightsail instance to have the database and have the storage as well. Pero if you're working on a marketing site siguro na that's heavy on images, comes with the workload kasi. So you might as want to deload your instance with all these requests. So yun nga, you use object storage for that case. So siguro yun yung mga things that you have to check out when you try to create you use Lightsail instance for the first time.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Chris. Another question now from Sir Arvin and Bricks. Good evening, Sir Chris. Lightsail is somewhat similar to EC2 and Elastic Beanstalk. What are the advantages of Lightsail from the other services? Thank you.
Ayun, that's a really good question. So, Lightsail is still running on EC2 na service. So, think of it as a different service that's still using EC2. Kaso nga lang, if you try to look at it dito, this is the EC2 dashboard. Di natin nakikita dito yung EC2, yung instance na ginawa natin sa Lightsail. Since all the instances that you create on Lightsail are managed on the Lightsail workspace. So what happens is that, it's a different workspace as well. Now, if you're looking to create applications and an infrastructure na medyo mas marami yung users and you're looking at growing medyo mabilis yung growing ng infrastructure ninyo, then you might as well use instances instead of using Lightsail. But again, budget-wise, if you don't want to be surprised with all these charges na di mo alam ba't lumabas or bakit malaki yung charges on for example, you have an RDS instance that's connected to an EC2 instance. You're just shocked, bakit meron? If you don't want to manage those things, then you might as well use Amazon Lightsail. Now, with Elastic Beanstalk naman, it's a different technology. It's somehow like Lightsail, pero it basically does a load balancer at saka may EC2 instances then, and with basically you're managing it through the console. So limited din yung capabilities mo with Elastic Beanstalk actually. If I would even suggest if you're looking at applications that will grow potentially really quick, might as well use EC2 instances na lang, then manage them through what you call CloudFormation. It's a service that allows you to manage your infrastructure using code. But then, yun nga, between the three, if you don't want a lot of management on your infrastructure, you go Lightsail. And if medyo specific yung use case mo and you want to manage all the nitty-gritty of costs as well as yung server maintenance mo, and then yung monitoring mo as well, because you can actually do a lot of monitoring when you work with EC2. So you use EC2 instances.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Chris. I'm sorry, guys, we have to cut this question and answer portion kasi kulang tayo sa oras. Pero ako, sir, I have one last question. I asked this to every speaker. So where can we reach you ba? Do you have, for the remaining questions, saan ba nila pwede i-send? Do you have any, social media pages, or do you have any upcoming events that you would like to promote?
Okay. So, ayun, I do have my LinkedIn profile. I'll be sending it to you guys dito sa chat. So you can send me messages, if you want to ask more questions about but not just Lightsail. If you want to ask more questions about other technology stack dito sa AWS, as much as I can help, I'll try to discuss with you guys. And then siguro events wala naman. But if you want to reach me out, doon lang tayo sa LinkedIn.
Gusto lang daw humabol ni Dan. Sige, pabigyan natin si Dan, no? So, ang question ni Dan, talaga, sir, one last question na talaga from the whole question and answer portion, no? Sir, saan po nakastore ang WordPress database? Maybe in the future, gagawa kami ng app where we use Lightsail for front-end, example, WordPress. Then a separate instance for maybe application reporting or accessing the back.
Yep. Okay. So that's a good question. So it comes with when the moment you install it using yung creating instance at saka yung blueprint ng ganito, it is already working with it's already with the disk that you created for the instance. So there are several ways to do this. Pwede mo pa actually configure yung instance mo to work with a database, separate database dito sa Amazon Lightsail instance. So in this case, parang ganito. If you notice on your screen, gawa ka ng database, a different database, and then you connect your existing WordPress instance papuntang the database that you created on Lightsail. So in this case, punta ka lang sa WP config file, and then dun sa you access through SSH, and then sa WP config file, merong information dun, I think, for database information, yung host name, yung database name and password. So you could actually use that and then change it para kumonek siya sa database na bagong ginawa mo. But in our example today, it already comes with the instance that you created.
All right, Sir Chris. Thank you so much. Really have to cut it short kasi nagot ako sa boss ko. Ayan, thank you po ulit, Sir Chris. You may now turn your camera off, and we hope to see you in our next episodes. Mukhang manaya pang tanong yung mga participants natin here, and sana magkaroon ulit tayo ng part 2 nito nga yan. So, alright, Sir Chris, I will see you po later. Thank you so much. You may stop your screen sharing and your camera. Maraming salamat po. Ayan guys, of course, moving on, huwag niyong kalilimutan sumali sa ating Club community dahil we have a lot in store para sa inyo, and you can also ask your questions there para hindi lang si Sir Chris ang sasagot, no? Pwede rin yung within the community. So lahat ng yan ay nasa Linktree, or you may scan the QR code on your screen. Now, no, I know you have learned a lot from this 1-hour tech-driven webinar, and I hope you guys learned a lot too and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm so thankful for our speaker. No, thank you so much, Sir Chris. Now, I want to take this opportunity to invite you all to a photo op na one with the speaker. So lahat po tayo ay mag-open ng cam para makapag-picture naman tayo with Sir Chris. Ayan. Hi, Justin. Hi, Annabelle. Hello, Angelo. Hello, Bricks. Very nice to see you guys, no? Siyempre kasi ang nakikita ko lang sa chat ay mga puro text, no? It's really nice to see your yung mga pogi at magandang yung mukha. Ayan. Sige, I'm gonna count to 5. Hello, Joseph. And yung kasama ni Joseph. Ayan, natatawa pa siya. Nag-off tuloy ng ka. Mag-open ka, Joseph. Sayang naman. Okay, sige. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile, guys. Sige, let's take another one para sa mga hindi nakahabol. Okay, let's just do a wacky pose now. Okay, sige. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and smile. Ayan, thank you so much for joining us in the photo op and for bringing your brightest smile. So moving on now for the e-certificates that everyone has been requesting so lately, no? So the certificates will only be given to those who attended the webinar in Zoom. So tayong 117 lang po ang makatanggap ng e-certificate for this episode. So please wait for 5 to 7 business days and make sure no, na ma-check niyo lagi ang iyong inbox or spam para makita nyo kung nandun ba ang iyong e-certificate. So thank you guys so much for your patience. And as for the evaluation form to get the e-certificate, we would love to hear your experience. So to answer our feedback form, please go to go.edukasyon.ph/CIS41quest, or you may scan again the QR code flash on your screen. Ayan, so I'm gonna give you guys a bit of time to make sure na na-scan niyo yung QR code or napuntahan niyo yung link. And again, no, thank you, Sir Chris. Ayan, marami nagte-thank you kay Sir Chris sa chat. Ano, Sir Chris, yung LinkedIn niyo daw po ay naka-premium. So, maybe you can drop sa chat another social media na we can reach out. O kaya email niyo, sir. Ayan. Okay. Alright. So, ito again, no, guys, it's go.edukasyon.ph/CIS41quest. Patay na ba ang EPs? Yes, patay na ang EPs. So, last episode, may EPs na lumipad dito. So, talagang nag-umili ako nun. Alright, sige, next topic na tayo. No? So, before we move on to the last part of our event, we would like to announce that the top attendee for the month of April and May is ongoing. So wala pa tayong top attendee ng May and April, guys. Sayang kasi pag kayo ay isang top attendee, top CIS attendee, magkakaroon kayo ng AWS credits worth $20. Guys, ilang months na yon sa Lightsail. So make sure not to post your CIS certificate per episode and post it on either Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok. And of course, you can tag us. Don't forget to tag us at Edukasyon.ph and AWS Club Pilipinas. At pag nag-post kayo, also use the hashtags, #Edukasyon.ph and #AWS Club Pilipinas. Ayan, Dan, since Suki ka na dito CIS, baka ikaw naman ang top CIS attendee, no, ng April. So yun, so we're looking for our top CIS attendee ng April and May. So don't miss the chance to win that title. And of course, hindi lang Community Ignite series ang handa namin for you. We have a lot of upcoming events that will fit your interests and skill. So the first is Angular PH and AWS Club presents Monthly Meetup Cloud Talks. So in this session, we will learn some of the useful tips and tricks for taking your AWS certification with our speaker, Mr. Alvin Dalagon. So don't miss our meetup on May 28th. I think that's Saturday, 6 to 7 p.m. So magla-live sila sa Angular Philippines. But if you want to have a certificate for the event, make sure to go to this link I chatted on the chat. Ayan. So that's for the Angular PH event. Now, in collaboration with Mozilla Philippines Community, Mozilla PH, we will have an online meetup this coming Saturday. Then the event will be conducted starting at 8:00 p.m. and will be focused on data privacy considerations for cloud workloads in the Philippines. So our special guest will be Paul Sears, an AWS Certified Solutions Architect Professional. So if gusto nyo naman dito sa Mozilla Philippines community na event, you may register at this link. Yan. So we have an Angular PH event, we have a Mozilla PH event, and of course, di pa nagtatapos, meron din tayong Angel Hack event. So in collaboration with Angel Hack, we'll be having an event on May 28 and May 29. That's this weekend. So this bootcamp will take you through the entire process of building an application, starting with the basics, such as understanding how modern applications work and setting up your environment, and then finishing with deploying your app to production. So this event is free, but the slots are limited. So you may sign up using this link. I'm gonna send in the chat. There you go. So this weekend, puro jam pack tayo. We have an event from Angular, Mozilla, and Angel Hack. So wag na yung nakakalimutan na mag-sign up sa lahat ng event na to for this weekend. And of course, are you ready to take the next step in a career in cloud computing? AWS Cloud Training Bootcamp Batch 2 is coming. So this bootcamp is designed to build a better understanding of the AWS ecosystem, such as Amazon Web Services and cloud computing through real-world solutions. So sa ating bootcamp na to, it will cover topics such as cloud concepts, overview, cloud economics and billing, AWS global infrastructure overview, cloud security, networking and content delivery, cloud architecture, automatic scaling, and monitoring. And pag nasali ka dito, you can also get the opportunity for a discounted certification exam when you pass the final assessment. So ang bootcamp na ito will be conducted on June 4. I think that's starting next week. June 4, 11, and 18. At magkaka-apply lang kayo hanggang May 29. So I think that's 3 days from now. So 3 days na lang ang ating registration for the cloud practitioner. Kaya mag-sign up na kayo. Here, wait lang. Here kayo pwede mag-sign up. Okay. Now, meron din tayong tinatawag na AWS Academy Machine Learning Foundation Training. So it's not just a learning opportunity, but also provides you with real-world experience. So in this Machine Learning Foundation Training, you will learn how to analyze data and build models to predict outcomes, optimize business decisions, and automate actions based on your results. So ano siya, 14 hours na free training for students, educators, and young professionals. And then magkakaroon din ng e-certificate upon completion and a 50% discount voucher for the certification exam. So for this AWS Academy Machine Learning Program, you may apply hanggang June 10, 2022. So we have 3 events coming this weekend, and we have 2 bootcamps that you guys have to go. You have to attend this talaga. And of course, kita nyo naman guys, we have partnered with a lot of tech communities and organized events just for you. And yeah, we have been conducting a lot of events, and on behalf of AWS Cloud Pilipinas and Edukasyon.ph, thank you to each one of you, to our lovely igniters, so much for attending each one of them and for being so active. We are nearing our 50th episode. Sobrang excited ako. And of course, once again, this whole series is co-presented by AWS and AWS Cloud Pilipinas. So thank you, AWS and AWS Cloud Pilipinas, and of course, again, to Sir Chris. And that wraps up the 41st episode of the Community Ignite series, Amazon Lightsail Object Storage. Lastly, I would also like to thank our technical director, Ms. Danica Ejercito, who is also a content creator on YouTube, and of course, our lovely AWS intern, si Pat. So thank you again for coming, guys. Again, this has been Dara David and AWS Cloud Pilipinas. Remember to stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week. Let's have, sulitin na natin yung last week of May. Ayan, thank you guys. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Arvin. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Are you working on projects or making decisions that require understanding cloud fundamentals and benefits? The AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner certification validates foundational cloud knowledge, including how the cloud impacts your business, core AWS services and use cases, billing and pricing models, and security concepts. Demonstrate your cloud fluency by achieving an industry-recognized credential from AWS. Highlight your proficiency and be a part of your organization's cloud adoption from any role. AWS Certified. Build with confidence, competence, and credibility.